Hello Taurus, and a very warm welcome to your October 2020 horoscope. And I have a new format for you here today. Many of you still wanted the board, so I'm back with the board, but this time a mini board so that I can present to you sitting down, just a different state of affairs. And because Uranus is in your sign Taurus, which has to do with disrupting habit patterns, things that you've got used to, that you get too comfortable in. Well, here I go with something new, spreading wings. So what do you need to do where you're a little too comfortable and just push yourself out of the nest a little? So the month starts out with a full moon happening here in your 12th house, joining Mars retrograde. Now, Mars is still retrograde until the 13th of November, and this full moon is just shining a light on everything to do with the 12th house for you, Taurus. So what does this mean? Well, the 12th house typically is the house where you withdraw, where you pull away from the worldly things, where you do a little less action and more being. And this full moon is going to shine a light on maybe you've been running around too much, or you've been thinking too much. Yes, you're non-stop. You might not necessarily be doing active things all the time, although you might. But you haven't stopped. And this full moon is shining a light and saying, Taurus, it's time to find stillness. It's time to find peacefulness. Could you go out into nature? Can you imagine nature? Can you imagine somewhere that's peaceful? Have you got peaceful music? Can you do peaceful exercise? Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong. These are the kinds of energies here, and especially with Mars retro in this 12th house, this is a time for looking at your world and saying, what do I need to release? What do I need to let go of? What no longer serves me? It might be something as simple as decluttering your closets and just, clearing out and making space for the new. It's really just a shift of energy going into your internal world. And at the same time, with the Mars retrograde there, you might be digging up things from your past, seeing things from the past, finding an old diary, finding an old something, and saying to yourself, that was a happy time, that was a sad time, but I'm releasing my past now. I'm certainly releasing the things from the past that hold me back. That's the kind of energy you're working with. Now, on the 3rd of the month, we've got Venus coming into your 5th house. Woo-hoo! That's a great place for Venus. This is wonderful for doing anything creatively. It's wonderful for doing anything with music, with song, with dance, with art, with writing, with gardening, with cooking, with knitting, with sewing, whatever it is that's creative, that's inspirational for you. And you might be starting a new business, doing something that you really enjoy. On the 14th of the month, we've got Mercury retrograde here in your 7th house until the 4th of November. So whenever is Mercury retrograde, and particularly in the 7th, it's not the best time for signing contracts. It's not the best time for getting into new negotiations, but it is a good time for completing things that are already in motion. It's things that you start before the 14th of the month. You may also be doing some deep thinking about a particular relationship. What needs to change? Or maybe you need to have some clearer communication. Maybe you don't understand what's going on with the other person, and you need to have some kind of a catch-up. And on the 16th of the month, we've got a lovely new moon happening here in your 6th house. So quite a lot of focus on the 6th house for you this month, Taurus. This is shining a light on your health, your well-being, opportunity to reinvigorate your energy. You may take your career, your work in a new direction. You may decide you're going to volunteer and help others in some way, in a positive way that feels very uplifting to you. And on the 23rd of the month, we've got the Sun coming to join Mercury in that 7th house. So this is shining a light on relationships. And at the end of the month on the 31st, we've also got a full moon happening in your sign. So very much this energy of relationships going on from the 1st house to the 7th house this month. So an opportunity to look at what are my needs? What do I need? I'm changing a lot. The world is making me change. And what are the changes now that I need in my relationships? Perhaps there are new things that you need, or things that you no longer need, or things that you need to stand up for and speak up for. The world is changing dramatically. These months are very significant. So it's a good time to set some new intentions for creating more meaning in your relationships, in your work, in your health, in everything in your life. So there you have it, my lovely Taurians. I wish you a wonderful month. Thank you very much for liking, commenting, subbing, sharing, whatever it is that you do. I appreciate it all. And from my heart to yours, much love. And I should say bye for now.